Okay, welcome to the Forest of Adrimon, the campaign, mission-based campaign. So this has the benefit over the official campaign Fall of the Ancients that you don't need to relearn a new game because the rules in the campaign are different from the base game. This is a campaign that only requires the base game components. So we are at, I'm still playtesting, but we are at mission 1. All your base belong to me. That has as mission objective complete within 2 fate cycles. Before fate cycle hits 3. The loot all for Enthralled starting cities in a single run and complete the destination. This setup has no circumstances, so we're not going to do any battles. Therefore, I sorted out the destinations into unobtainable ones. So, for example, navigate G. I don't have a hex style G here, and same as for the others, F, E, L, N. The ones that I can obtain are in the bottom. So navigate C, keeper C, and let's see, misplaced one. So this shouldn't be here. So these 2 cards correspond to these 2 locations. I rolled the Acropolis on Elashore, and as you can see, I also have location names like Morn Branch. So we just escaped Galadriel, and from the Wander die I rolled a 5, which means that we wandered that direction. Which brings us on a road, so we could follow the road, and then the problem is that if we step off the road, that will make our movement normal. So I might as well go and loot Galadriel. And the reason for making this a mission is that looting Enthralled cities is not so straightforward. So let's see. So that the objective is more or less to practice looting. Looting means during gameplay and not setup. For gear upgrades, you gain that setup. See initial gear upgrades. Looting instructions are on the Enthralled cities placard, but unclear. Well, we have time enough in the world, but yeah, before we can loot, of course, after move, you have to roll your. You go into the skill phase. So we end our movement here, and the game turn is movement phase, skill phase, then circumstance phase, which is optional depending on location. And regardless of the circumstance phase, yes or no, we go into the event phase, where the events are done, and then you have the Magi phase. After the Magi phase, you have the end of game turn phase, where timers and triggers and conditions and so on are administered. So in the agent, or in the skill phase, you always roll, no matter where you end on. So let's see, what dice do we have here? Need a few more. Blue. Yeah. So I put all the things that you need set up in a single baggie for the solo. So it has all the dice and the destinations. Makes sense to me. We have a solo setup ziploc. We don't need these two. Oh, and also in this mod, because of the thematic circumstances, you start with the Fey Realm face down, which means the portals are closed, and only at some points the portals will open. To provide some extra information, we are playing on starter difficulty, of course. No reforged relics yet, no favors, and here I got myself harvesting equipment. That's a benefit of starting from collateral. The refilling Waterskin was a mistake from the creators, which never got fixed, which I replaced with overlaying blessings. Blessings are things that are explained in the expansion, but they are perfectly playable in the base game, so I included them. And of course, with true solo, you start with the charm of the Summer Court and the charm of the Autumn Court. I never played the Verdant Keeper, so that would take some getting used to. I am very good at navigate, apparently very poor at masteries, and yeah, combat doesn't really. These abilities only work at combat, so they don't really do much. And as you can see, it also says abilities, so it's pretty clear. So half the time I don't get lost, I don't wander, and I might have some problems with food, but my food rating is 1. And here I wrote, I started with 8 food, 8 gold out of 100. And the items I have is trail maps, which allows you to place another hex tile anywhere at will, and well, you draw at random, but you place at will. Giant's elixir, not very useful outside of combat. And Jade acorn is also useful, and the spirit death ritual, of course, but yeah, don't expect to die because you don't have enemies, but it could happen. So first of all, roll the dice, and we have green, yellow and blue, which means I succeed at navigate, so I don't wander. I wouldn't wander anyway because I was moving cautiously. Moving 1 hex is moving cautiously, but it's not a critical success, so I don't gain anything from this. This is a failure, so I don't gain anything. Find nothing but dirt, and this is survival. This is a success, so I can I cannot harvest because it is not a critical success, but I don't lose any food. Let's see if I got it right. Starving is for I think starving is for the food thing. Survival. Skill phase. If you camped, no. If you moved recklessly, no. Perform the skill check. And navigate, green. Is you may find an essence find or prevent from wandering. Explore is gain gold. Fail is no gain. Survival is food. Yeah, that makes sense. So I don't eat food because I found something in the wild. So that was the skill phase. Then comes the looting. So how do we loot? Let's see. Can we find this? Looting. So first of all, let's zoom out a little bit. This is the Enthralled Cities placard, and how it works is you determine the groups. And you determine your successor. So you roll 3 skill dice. Again. So this is a hex, a 7, and a 7. And you determine the success. So against a 6, 3, 4, this is of course a critical success. These are failures. So I have 1 success, which means the modifier is -1, and the loot or the gear is ×1. So everything that I find is 1. Then you go to